Master Cheng started Tzu Chi in 1966, a humble cooperative consisting mainly of housewives. Her mission was to help the poor, but she soon discovered the cause of poverty was illness.
她看到了这一些现象，就是因病而贫的现象，看到了花莲地区民众求医求不得的苦，所以她觉得，她要在花莲为东部地区的民众来新建一所慈济医院。所以当她讲这一句话的时候呢，全场应该虽然是只有10几个人，可是也算是所有来的都是核心人物嘛。大家都空气都凝固了，大家觉得说这个应该不可能嘛，所以没有几乎大家脸色沉重，空气凝固。所以我就在那个时候我就说，我赞成，我赞成，师父我赞成。事实上那个时候真的非常的困难，因为找土地没有人相信嘛，所以都到处求啊，到处拜托啊。所以后来又要说8亿要盖医院呐。我走到哪里，人家就跟我讲说：“哎，那个来了，那个来了。”哦，就说我有精神病啊。好，因为那个时候花莲县政府啊，1年的预算大概1亿左右。那你一个出家人，一介妮妮啊，一个瘦弱的妮妮，你去做这件事情，你根本一文不名，怎么有可能呢？要花那么大的愿呢？
Against all odds, after 7 years of hard work, the Tzu Chi Hualien Hospital finally opened in 1986. The hospital now serves 350,000 residents. So how does Master Cheng run a sophisticated network of hospitals? Her secret is management by walking about, Buddhist style. She listens to the needs of both doctors and patients and looks for ways of making things work better. Her approach to Buddhism is infused with pragmatism and common sense. Little is known about Master Cheng life before she became a Buddhist nun. In 1937, she was born into a wealthy family in Taichung. The sudden death of her father, a cinema owner, from a stroke, shattered her world. His passing triggered her spiritual quest at the age of 23. She ran away from home and built a wooden hut in Hualien. There she shaved her head and started studying the Buddhist scriptures on her own. Master Cheng was drawn to the teachings of the Venerable. He accepted her as his disciple in 1963. Since then, she has poured her life efforts into practicing humanistic Buddhism.
印顺导师告诉正言法师的6个字就是为佛教、为众生。正言法师的师父印顺导师，他就是人间佛教的这个播种者跟领航者。当然，慈济在这个人间佛教这种实践上面，他是实践的非常的彻底。
To go forth into the thick of the human world is the mandate of humanistic Buddhism. Every month, the 70-year-old Master Cheng leaves her spiritual sanctuary in Hualien and goes on a tour of Taiwan. Along the way, she meets countless people face to face. She listens to their suffering and shares with them Buddhist truths and principles. The only time she has to herself every day is 5 hours of sleep and 5 minutes for each meal. This has been her routine for the past 40 years.
She stuck with those routine work to see different people minute to minute and always stay in calm and try to comfort them. so they can receive, her comfort and her strength as well.
他从来不会因为是这个事情做了太多遍啊，做了好几十年啊，一直重复的时候，做这一次比上个次稍微放松一点，他没有啊，他一样的，他就会照着第一步、第二步、第三步、第四步，然后做了，哎，就走到了我们想象不到的那种局面。
Master Cheng advocates the experience of Buddhist truths through the practice of good deeds. Always dressed in their signature blue uniform, the 1 million Tzu Chi volunteers around the globe can mobilize at a moment's notice for their latest mission. Like the Bodhisattva with 1,000 hands in the Buddhist legend, these volunteers reach out and alleviate suffering in various parts of the world. In the name of Buddhist compassion, Tzu Chi is known for tackling problems that many would have shunned. For decades, the poorest of the poor in Jakarta, Indonesia, lived on the banks of the Angke River. The residents draw their drinking water from this heavily polluted source. To clean up the river would require the relocation of more than 10,000 residents. It was a massive undertaking. The Tzu Chi volunteers in Indonesia, including some leading Chinese businessmen, spearheaded the project. The construction of 1,100 apartments was completed within 2 years. In 2003, the Angke River residents moved out of the squatters into their new homes. To help them break the vicious cycle of poverty, Tzu Chi also built a school, a hospital, and a vocational training institute. The vast majority of the Angke River residents are Muslims, so the Buddhist Tzu Chi volunteers also built them a place of worship.
The idea is to help the poor, but not just helping the poor, but also to teach the rich to care the poor. So, and I feel that also during this process that this is really what Master Cheng say, if you don't do it, you don't feel it.
In a world often shaken by disaster and conflict, life at the Jingsi abode in Hualien always remains the same. Every day, these Buddhist disciples work in the fields, staying true to the philosophy of self-subsistence laid down by their master.
上人当初入佛门现出家相，他对自己发的3个愿啊，他的3个愿里面有一个愿就是不接受供养啊。上人就讲说，这就是我的愿，你要对我修行，我吃的路的苦，恁都要对我吃的路。
Master Cheng and her disciples grow their own food and tailor their own garments. To meet other daily needs, they generate income from this factory, which makes health food powder and candles. These disciples have to labor every single day to support themselves, just as their master had done for over 40 years. Master Cheng built her Jingsi abode on the same principles of self-sustenance. Since she refuses to accept alms from her followers, she had to take out a bank loan when she built her spiritual sanctuary.
不接受供养，我们社会大众的善款都用在慈济的4大志业，没有1分1毛钱是用在上人他私人的一个道场，没有。
For this Dharma master, Buddhism is not about meditating on a mountain top, nor is it about introspection in a wooden hut. Instead, she is constantly looking outwards and remains ever curious about the world around her. To practice Buddhist compassion, she keeps her finger on the pulse of global affairs and her feet firmly planted in the human world.
What Master is after, not only for herself or for Tzu Chi Foundation, she really wanted that the whole Taiwan and the entire universe to be peaceful and free of disasters.
Do you know Tzu Chi means in English? Compassion, relief. Yes, you have compassion, but you must put into action. Relief. Relief what? Relief pain, relief troublesome, relief hunger, relief disaster. Compassion, relief. I think these two words describe Master Cheng Yen.
Master Cheng Yen believes good deeds are means of calling forth the seed of compassion in every human heart. It is a journey that every person has to undertake for themselves, just as she had done decades ago.